Hey, welcome back to Happy Puzzle Fun Time. We're going to be taking on the Redi barrel today, which is very similar to the Redi cube if you're familiar with that puzzle. We're going to try something a little bit different today, so you're going to have to let me know which you prefer. I'm doing this little face-to-face intro for the puzzle, and then I'm going to be solving in the white void over at the desk. But if you watch the last two puzzle solve videos, maybe I did the solve with the face cam, so you'll have to let me know what's better. Would you prefer the solve with the face cam or the little intro and then the white void puzzle solve? Let me know. Before we get into the solve real quick, I do want to do today's shout out, which goes to Magic Card Monkey, who is always leaving great comments on the videos and always very early too. If you want to get a shout out, just be a subscriber and be a nice friendly commenter, positive in the comments, and you could get the next shout out. So with all that out of the way, I think we'll head over to the desk and take on the Redi barrel. I should say too that there's actually two solved states that I'm going to be solving this into, so that's not something you see every day with puzzles, so stick around. Alright, so like I said, here we are in the void, and we're going to start with what is, I think, the standard Redi cube solved state. So the Redi cube is, well, I should say Redi barrel because this is the Redi barrel, but it does solve very similar to the Redi cube. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see these pieces, which are going to act as our turning points. They would be the corners of the Redi cube if this was a Redi cube. So you can see they look like, you know, these little quarter circle pieces with the kind of wings on them. Those are going to determine kind of the starting shape of the puzzle, and then we'll be able to fill in all the other pieces, which would be these eyeball shaped pieces, and then these edge pieces, which look different, but they actually are the exact same piece. They function the same way. So once we position these corners, we can kind of just shuffle all these pieces around. So the way we're going to do that is, let's look at the red piece first of all, and we want to shape this into a barrel, remember. So we have one of these red corners here, and we have one of these red corners here. If we turn this to face downwards, we can see now that, you know, the shape of the barrel with these corners is kind of being taken on, and we want to do that with all the sides. Green is already done, and we can point the yellow ones up and down. If we can turn it, there we go. There's yellow up and down. So you see yellow, green, red are forming that barrel shape, and then we'll do the same thing with blue, like so. So now we've got the barrel shape kind of already. You can see how much closer to solve that looks just by straightening out those pieces. And note that those corner pieces, they can't move. Like this can't end up over here. All they can do is turn. So you'll be able to straighten those out pretty quickly, and you'll see that for the first solve state, we are solving them opposite each other. So I mean, like, because this, like, you could have done this like this and turned the blue one, and then it would have been facing a different way. That's how you get to another solve state, but for this first state, we are solving these corners opposite each other. Now with all the corners in place, we'll work kind of layer by layer. And the first thing we're gonna have to do is get a green edge in one of these two places. So we'll pick this one. And basically the entire solve is gonna work off of sledgehammers. And if you don't know what sledgehammers are, that's a simple move where it looks something like this. You'll put the piece in where it needs to be, move it out of the way, and then undo the two moves that you just did. Having a little trouble turning. Undo the two moves you just did, and then the corners and everything will be the same, but you've inserted that piece in. So you can see we got the green one. Now we'll turn to the red, which is already solved. We're going to need a blue corner in here, and we'll do the same thing. So bring this blue piece in, move it out of the way, and undo those two moves that we just did, and we've got that blue piece in there. Now note that if you are doing this, you could put this piece in upside down, and then this curve would be on the top, and you don't want that. Last one is right here, the yellow. Now there's either a piece down here, so you'd think this would be the go-to piece. Actually, I think, yeah, we can make this work. We'll just have to do it in a bit of a different order. So rather than immediately putting this up here, we're going to want to bring where it needs to go, where this piece is. So if I use the bottom layer to move this piece out of the way, now I can bring the slot it needs to go into down, put that piece in, and put it back up. Now, here's a case you might run into. You can see it looks almost right, but this piece is actually flipped the wrong way. So there's the curved part, there's the flat part, and you can see it doesn't quite fit in there. So we're going to switch it out for this piece. So to do that, we'll just bring this piece into a more accessible spot, and then switch them as we've been doing. Now they're switched, and we can turn this back down so it keeps our barrel shape. Now the top is solved, and we can move on to this middle row, which is all the eyeball shaped pieces. So the first one I see is just blue here, so we can do that. Actually, we should try to do ones that will allow us to keep our shape better. So yeah, maybe red, because I can pull this red side. Oh, having some troubles turning here. I can pull this red center section down, put the eyeball shaped piece into its spot, and then undo, and you can see we've added that red flat piece in there. You can almost not even see the seams with all the light on it, but we're gonna repeat that again. Note that all of our corners are staying facing the right way. Those shouldn't get messed up. What should we do next? Let's do, I think I'm gonna have to switch something around to get blue or yellow in. Let's move this blue piece out first, and then we should be able to get it in. Yep. So there's our blue eye. Again, just watch that back if you need to. It's kind of doing the same sledgehammer move, but in a bit of a different order. And then we can grab green as we did before. So we'll bring it down to grab it there, pull it up, up, and that actually put the yellow one in as well. And now all of these eyeball pieces are done. Now we can flip this over and see that all we have to do is a little 3 swap, because we can see that in the solved state, it's kind of these slanted lines. So yellow is in the right spot, and it's these 3 pieces that'll have to switch around. Green's gonna go here, blue's gonna go here, red's gonna go here. So we can do this and this, bringing blue where it needs to be, green up, and then red and green will be solved. And simple as that. That is the first solved state for the Redi barrel. Now, like I said, there are 2 solved states. I want to show you the other one, but I'm not going to do the whole tutorial spiel again. You'll be able to manipulate the pieces the same way to get to this new state. So basically the only difference is, instead of starting with the red corners opposite each other, green corners opposite each other, we're going to put them side by side. So I can start to do that pretty quickly here. So see, we've got 2 green corners side by side. Now we'll put the red corners down below, and then same for the other side. Bring yellow up, and then blue down, and we're gonna fill in our pieces the same way, and you'll kind of see when it comes together how the final solved state actually looks. So with the top layer completed, you can see how it's got that half and half color scheme going on. And then we'll be able to fill in the edges similar, and the bottom should be half and half as well, and it'll be a cool little color scheme. So you can see we filled out our middle layer with the yellow swoop, the green swoop, and then the red and blue opposite each other. We're gonna flip this over, do the same thing we did before. Should just need a 3 swap. We want red over here, and then the blues should be able to switch, so I think that'll look like that. Oh no, put that back. Oh, we gotta switch. Maybe 2 of these are in the wrong spot, and it's making everything upside down. And there we go, got a little bit mixed up on that last layer, but same process, a little 3 swap, and we've got this new solved state. So you can see big difference now. We've got half and half colors on the top and bottom, and then kind of this nice swoopy pattern that goes all through the side. I kind of like this state better, and it keeps every color kind of more segregated. Like you got all the green right here instead of a stripe across the whole thing. It's kind of like in chunks rather than stripes. I kind of like this, something unique. You don't usually have puzzles that can be solved into more than one state, so this is pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I've got for this puzzle. Really enjoyable, really recommend this puzzle. It's one of the simple ones to pick up, not too difficult to solve, fun for anybody, cool shape, and yeah, recommend it for sure. And I do appreciate you checking this video out. Subscribe if you're new, or if you enjoyed, like if you enjoyed, or if you're new as well, and I will see you in the next one.